Buckle up as we go through my dad's incredible game room. He collects it all. He's an amazing artist. Check out this hand-painted Dr. Pepper sign he put on his doors. The right of the room has an amazing old gas pump. He's a big speed racer fan, old vintage cars and trains, Crown Royal Cola sign, fully restored Coke machine, big Terminator fan, loves movie props. Like I said, my dad's a great artist. Look at that hand-drawn Pennywise. These are some incredible old bikes that used to be rust buckets, but fully restored BMX bikes. Really cool things hanging on the wall, big Coke signs, stoplight signs, big Cowboys fan. You gotta watch where you stand in this room, because Chucky's about to cut this blacksmith anvil right on top of your head. Check out this space shuttle. That's actually foam that my dad made to look like exhaust. Who remembers that talking Pee-wee? I used to have that along with the Bart. Really cool 18-inch alien. Like I said, we're big Cowboys fans, being from Dallas, honoring the legendary Tom Landry. There's a vintage talking beanie doll. I think he's from the 50s and 60s. Restored quarter machine. Here's a really awesome piece. This is actually a cigarette dispenser, but the cigarettes in here are those old school candy cigarettes. You remember those? You know, you put them in your mouth, you can blow them and like this powder sugar comes out. This type of candy totally would not fly today. Little triple gumball machine that Pops restored. Got this at an old salvage yard. Just some various pieces. This is an amazing handmade Texas Smokey G sign. That's a hand carved sausage. My dad made that entire sign, painted the letters. He's an amazing artist. The amazing art my dad creates blows my mind. I wish I had his talent. Check out this surfboard. He painted these koi fish on the back of this surfboard. That's all hand done. Incredible. There's a really cool 12-inch RoboCop. Again, my dad's a big sports fan. Got a retro popcorn machine. Right next to that, you got the old Frosty root beer dispenser. Restored that whole Coke machine. Got some old school Coke bottles. Jordan fan, definitely a big Jordan fan. You got the legendary King Kong and Han Solo, Indiana Jones himself, swinging across the train tracks. Again, a couple pull tab Coke cans. Who remembers $6 Million Man? Pops is a big fan of that show. This piece is incredible. So again, we're big Cowboys fans. This is an actual piece from the Texas Stadium that was torn down before they made the big superplex. My dad actually has a piece of history in his game room from the Cowboys Stadium. Really cool. Thanks to our Uncle Henry for that. A really nice Predator piece. Now, this is the Joker wall. Again, my dad's a great painter. He hand painted that Joker looking through the magnifying glass. He also did the ha-has all over. This is a really cool, I guess it's an old school bug gas sprayer, but he converted it into a laughing gas sprayer. Fully restored, he painted it. He's got the Joker decal right on the front. That is so creative. I actually picked up this Joker to go along with his wall for him for Christmas, so I'm really proud that he's got that piece standing on some old Joker cards. So really cool. This is my favorite Joker. This is a restored cow skull. Don't mess with Texas, baby. You never mess with Texas. Old public telephone signs. Big movie buff. He loves the old school Jaws. Again, my dad's the one who introduced me to Star Wars. This is a custom paint Tauntaun that my dad created. Made that ice block for him to stand on. So cool. On the top of his shelves, all kinds of various things. Flutie Flakes. That's kind of hard to say. Flutie Flakes from the Buffalo Bills old school quarterback. You know, an old cash register, helmet, Burger King toys. That's a Titanic that my dad carved out of wood, painted it. There's some old clown moon shoes, supposed to make you jump super high, right? Various bottles and cans, E.T. Everywhere you look, something amazing to look at. This little fire truck used to be a rust bucket. Now look at it. He made the little ladders, the hoses. There's a really cool staircase that he put in. As you walk up to the staircase, you're gonna run across some fully restored gas cans, old vintage gas cans that he fully restored. Again, these were just totally rusted out. This is an art display of kind of an underwater theme. So he's got the metal bars rising up and some old fish, really cool. He's a super big space fan. That's a handmade space shuttle he created. So at the top of the stairs is where you're gonna find the train station. Believe it or not, all the houses up here, he made out of wood. Some of the pieces I think he bought, but you know, that even that little ice machine thing, that ice holder, he made that. And then here's the train that runs across the entire side of this game room. So fun. This is a really cool wall. This is the vintage G.I. Joe collection, the 12-inch with the real kung fu grip, the flocked hair. He's got the scar on the side of his face, some old school packaging he's got in the back. Really cool space shuttle, all the different uniforms these guys have. Here's a really cool stolen idol record and book. That's really fun. He's got the Sea Wolf all-terrain little submarine. This is a statue of the legendary actor W.C. Fields, you know, Big Boy Piggy Bank, Darth Maul. He's a Star Wars fan, loves Speed Racer. So my dad is all about this truck right now, about this TV show from the 70s called BJ and the Bear. This is a model that my dad created, so this is one of his favorite pieces right now. This is a really cool vintage cowboys and Indians line that he's collecting. I think this came out in the 60s, but it's highly detailed, lots of great accessories. I think the line is called Johnny West. Okay, ladies, you ready to get your hair did? Kind of get some curls or whatever you need. Take a rest, get your hair done in this vintage little chair. And yes, that is correct. Right next to that is a full life-size Jason Voorhees. Oh man, who remembers these little dinosaur puzzles that you put together? Well, guess what? My dad jumbo-sized it. He handcrafted each and every one of these pieces out of wood, cut them all out, built the whole thing, just enlarged it. Such a cool Loch Ness Monster piece. Right behind that, lots of other fun stuff to look at. Old vintage foosball tables, some old baseball gear, showing some love to the Texas Rangers, Nolan Ryan, baby. Looking across the top of the shelf, you're gonna find some old Coke memorabilia, little popcorn machine, that's very vintage, record player, with some Kiss albums, another Titanic piece, Miss Beautiful Farrah Fawcett. Oh no! Remembers that guy. Check this out, old school retro Evel Knievel. My dad made this rocket, crafted that out of wood, sanded it, painted it, awesome. There's a Yo Quiero Taco Bell doll, some cool lunch boxes, old cowboy and Indian gun, old football game. Who remembers that? The metal football game basically buzzes your players across the board. That was R2. Fonzie lunchbox, Godzilla toy. There's a Buzz Lightyear, old Easy Bake Oven, Andre the Giant, Superman. It just does not end. So much to look at. Here's another bike that my pops restored. It's just amazing what these things used to look like. I wish I could show you a before and after. That's actually a movie screen projector right behind that. So when we watch movies, we check that out. Miniature Jason Voorhees. So here's where we have lunch. Here's a booth that he made. Looks very retro. Looks like an old classic diner. Behind that, lots of cool stuff. You got a ringside bell, really cool, ding ding with the bell. Here's another handcrafted sign my dad made. Guys, that burger is made out of wood. The patty, the cheese, the lettuce, the pickles, the onions, that's all wood he created. He painted the delicious cheeseburger. It's just mind-blowing what he can do. Old Coke signs, old lunch boxes. You're gonna find some license plates. There's always some project going on in this room. Here's a Budweiser sign. Believe it or not, like the right side, the top right side of that, he actually made himself, restored it all, put the whole thing together. You could never tell that this piece was all broken up. It's just phenomenal. Here's some old Coke bottles, different bottles, drinks and stuff like that. Really amazing. Some old marionette puppets of Snoopy. Come on down, you got the old 60s Batman, 1966 I believe, that old Batman and Robin, super cool. Here's a pool table, we had many games on that bad boy. So here's the other side of the room, just more shelves, cool things to look at. The Stay Puft, Snoopy, got an old bird cage, little old Tweety bird in there, cool little gas pump thing. I think that's another Easy Bake Oven. Old retro games up top. The big army men, those were cool. Tic-tac-toe game. Oh, flipper lunchbox, really fun, really neat. You could just walk around this room and find something new. That's a G.I. Joe helicopter, all-terrain vehicle from the G.I. Joe line. That silver fish that you see there, my dad handcrafted that, carved it out, painted this thing. Really cool piece he did. Old vintage trains. Here's a real snake skin. So my dad found this snake. I don't know if he actually killed it. I think he found the snake and skinned it, dried it, and he made a snake skin piece of art. So I don't know where he gets these ideas. This is gonna be the sports section. So again, my dad is a huge Michael Jordan fan, but there's all kind of stuff. There's a little O.J. Simpson thing, you know, from when he was going through his trial, played for the Buffalo Bills. As we get into the Jordan stuff, there's gonna be a lot of hand-done art. These are actually drawings of Michael Jordan that my dad made. Here's Jordan dunking. You got Jordan, you know, just sitting on his knees right below that. But yeah, it's just phenomenal. Below that, just another action shot of Jordan. You remember the old Wheaties boxes? Those were super popular. I remember going store to store trying to find the new Wheaties boxes with my dad. There's a Jordan painting that my dad created. I think that was back in '98. I remember him working on that. Some old, you know, Jordan starting lineup, Space Jam, stuff like that. On this side of the wall, you've got the 1992 U.S. basketball team, Dream Team. I think that was the best Dream Team of all time, with Jordan standing right there in the middle. That was a super group team right there. Showing some love to the Dallas Cowboys. We are from Texas. We love the Cowboys. He's got some autographs, some starting lineups, some McFarlane, you know, sports figures. He really loves that kind of stuff. Every time I come home, my pops has some new project going on. Here's a fighter jet. I think this is something he's still working on. There's an old retro G.I. Joe playset, but he's always got his mind working. Here's a really great quarter machine that he converted into a Bozo the Clown quarter machine. Give it that really old school vintage look. Orange and yellow palette, Everlast boxing glove. Here's a couple just little vintage trinkets, trains, viewfinder, stuff like that, Rubik's Cube, ray gun, really amazing. Here's another fish that I forgot to show. This is another custom carved piece. He made that whole fish out of wood. Here's some oil cans that he restored, an old Schultz beer sign. He actually restored that too. So this is my dad's amazing game room man cave. There's so many great memories spent in this room. Lots of presents opened in this room for Christmas. So many great things to look at. All the artistic value my dad has is definitely shown in this room. It's a place of solace, a place of wonder, a place of magic, a place to have fun and just let your imagination run wild. Thank you, Dad, for teaching me that you're never too old to have fun, never too old to follow your passion and follow your dreams. Like father, like son. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, we would really appreciate a like on our video. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube to stay up to date on everything Bantha Suit. We do reviews, we build customs, we talk about everything Star Wars. Galaxy, thank you so much for watching. My name is Gil, and this is Bantha Suit.